Welcome to 1337, the future of podcast of books. I'm Max, your host, diving into epic tales and hidden gems.
And I'm Sophia, here to unpack the art of storytelling and the pages that move us. We're exploring novels, classics, and the craft behind the words.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into ancient Mesopotamia. It's a story of strategy and survival. And you won't believe the alliances. Have you ever heard of Eskkar?
Eskkar.
Yeah, it's this ancient blood oath that fuels the entire conflict.
Oh, wow.
Think like the Hatfields and McCoys, but way more intense. It's a cycle of revenge.
Right.
Driving characters to do some pretty extreme stuff.
That's fascinating. So it's not just like a simple fight for survival.
Definitely not. It's like fighting against tradition, against these ancient grudges that just won't die.
Yeah.
And it makes you question who the real villains are.
Yeah, like what lengths are justified when you're trying to get justice.
Exactly. And the opening scene, wow. It just throws you right in. We meet Thutmose-sin.
Thutmose-sin.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Mariki. They're like a barbarian clan, and they're about to attack this village called Orak.
Oh, no.
And the Mariki, they're brutal. They take slaves, and anyone who can't work, they don't last long.
So it's like right from the start, the stakes are high.
Oh, yeah. And then we meet our hero, Eskkar.
Eskkar, okay.
He's a skilled warrior exiled from, wait for it, the Mariki.
Oh, wow. Talk about a tough spot.
Right. He's caught between his old life and this new responsibility to protect Orak.
So he's got to defend the people his former clan wants to destroy.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff. Initially, he's not sure he wants to get involved, and honestly, who can blame him?
I mean, yeah.
But as the story goes on, you see him struggling with his past, like the guilt, the responsibility, and ultimately he wants to break free from all that violence.
Yeah. So he's not just fighting for Orak, he's fighting for himself too.
Absolutely. But he's not alone. There's Trella, this quick-witted woman who becomes his advisor, I guess you could say.
Okay, so they work together.
Yeah, and they come up with some pretty crazy defense strategies. They build a wall, flood a ditch, even train the villagers to be archers.
Wait, the villagers?
Yeah, like people who've probably never held a bow and arrow before.
That's thinking outside the box.
Right. He knows he can't fight the Mariki head on, so he has to use Orak's strengths, their knowledge of the land.
I see, so he's using what they have to their advantage.
And he's not just a military strategist, he's a master of psychology. Remember when he executes that corrupt guard?
Oh, yeah. That was, intense.
Yeah, it was a power move for sure. He established his authority, showed everyone he meant business.
It probably scared anyone thinking of betraying him.
Oh, definitely. It was like, I'm in charge and I'm not messing around.
Yeah.
But it also makes you wonder, is he really a hero?
Yeah. Where do you draw the line?
Right. It's not black and white.
Yeah.
And the author makes you wrestle with those tough questions.
So it's not your typical good versus evil kind of story.
No way. And the battle scenes, man, they are intense. The author puts you right there on the front lines. Like there's this one scene where the Mariki are trying to break down the gate with a ram, and you could practically feel the ground shaking.
Oh, wow.
You can hear the villagers screaming, the desperation in their voices.
How does the author create that kind of tension?
He's so good with imagery, He doesn't just tell you what's happening, he shows you. You can see the dust, the blood, you can almost smell the fear.
Wow, so you're like right there in the middle of it.
Exactly. And just when you think Orak is about to fall, bam! There's this twist, the Urnamu show up.
Urnamu, who are they?
They're another clan. Rivals of the Mariki.
Yeah.
And they become, unlikely allies with Orak.
Oh, so it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing.
Exactly.
But remember that Eskkar thing, that blood oath?
Oh yeah, it's like ingrained in their culture.
Exactly. For the Urnamu, even considering this alliance is huge. Like it goes against everything they believe in.
It's like asking them to betray their entire history.
Yeah.
Right? And their leader, Mesalim, he's really torn. How does Eskkar convince him to, break with tradition?
Well, Eskkar's smart, He appeals to their self-interest. He promises them spoils of war, a chance to rebuild.
Practical stuff.
Yeah, but also, and this is important, a chance for revenge against the Mariki.
Ah, so he's framing it as fulfilling their honor just in a different way.
Exactly. But there's more. Remember, Eskkar saved Mesalim's life.
Oh yeah, earlier in the story.
That act created a bond, a debt of honor that goes beyond just words.
So it's not just what Eskkar offers, but who he is. They trust him.
Right. But even so, there's still resistance,
Of course. Where's the drama without some conflict?
Exactly. Mesalim's son, Subutai, he's a real traditionalist. He sees this alliance as a betrayal.
So how do they overcome that? You can't force someone to be an ally.
Well, this is where Trella steps in, again showing how clever she is.
What does she do?
She realizes it's not enough to convince just the leaders. She needs to win over the people, specifically the women.
The women? Why?
Think about it. They're the ones who suffer the most from this Eskkar, this endless cycle of revenge. They lose their husbands, their sons.
That's true.
So Trella appeals to their desire for peace, for a future where their children won't be caught in that same cycle.
Powerful stuff. A vision of hope.
And it works. Mesalim, seeing his people swayed and considering Eskkar's offer, he finally agrees to the alliance.
That's a big win for Orak.
Yeah.
But I bet it's still, kind of shaky. More out of necessity than real trust.
Definitely. It's a gamble for both sides. The stakes are super high.
And what about the Allure Mariki? Are they just waiting around?
Not a chance. Remember that boy Simkar? The one who escaped their camp?
Yeah.
He tells Eskkar they're stockpiling wood. They're planning a massive fire attack.
Oh, wow. A fire attack. The walls won't be enough to stop that.
It's a smart move. They're learning from their mistakes, adapting their tactics.
So how does Eskkar deal with that?
He does what he always does. Adapts and plans. He knows he can't stop the fire completely, so he focuses on minimizing the damage. Fire breaks, clay tiles on the roofs, stockpiling water.
Like making Orak fireproof.
Exactly. Thinking ahead, anticipating the enemy's moves. But he knows defense isn't enough. He needs to strike back, disrupt their plans.
But what does he do?
He plans a raid on the Allure Mariki camp.
A raid? That sounds crazy risky.
It is. The goal is to stampede their horses.
Their horses?
Yeah, it's their biggest advantage, a symbol of their power. Disrupting that would cripple them.
I can only imagine the tension. Sneaking into the enemy camp with everything on the line.
It's a nail-biter for sure. Eskkar and his men, using stealth and diversions, they make it happen.
They succeed.
Against all odds. They stampede the horses, creating chaos, and escape with barely any losses.
Wow. That's a major blow to the Allure Mariki. But their leader, Thutmose-sin, he's not going to give up easily.
Not at all. He's furious, more determined than ever to crush Orak. He regroups, changes his strategy again, and prepares for one final massive attack.
So it all comes down to this. Orak, the Urnamu, and the furious Allure Mariki. It's like the ultimate showdown.
The author builds the suspense perfectly, leading to a climax that's both exciting and emotionally intense. We've seen the characters grow, their relationships tested. Yeah. Now everything comes down to this one battle.
But before we get to that, I want to talk about something that's been there all along. The clash of cultures.
Oh, that's a good point. It's not just a war for land, it's a war of ideas. Orak, they're settled, they value peace, community.
And the Allure Mariki, they're nomadic warriors, all about strength and conquest.
Exactly. It's like two completely different worlds colliding. You see it in their fighting styles, their social structures, even their ideas of honor.
Orak defends, using their walls, their knowledge of the land. They're strong because they're united.
While the Allure Mariki attack, relying on brute force, their loyalty to their leader.
It adds another layer to the story, right? It's not just about who wins, but what kind of world wins.
Exactly. Will it be a world ruled by strength, by conquest, or a world of cooperation where laws matter?
Big questions. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. But for now, let's remind our listeners
to visit 1team37podcast.com for more deep dives into the world of books.
Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thank you. See you next time.
Okay, so this is it, right? The big showdown. Orak, the Urnamu, against the Allure Mariki.
Yeah.
What's the feeling going into this final battle?
Oh, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a bronze sword. You've seen Orak go from, almost destroyed to this united force. Eskkar's become a real leader. His connection with Trella is stronger than ever. They even brought two warring clans together.
It's a lot. But the Allure Mariki are still a huge threat. And Thutmose-sin, he's not going down without a fight.
No way. He wants to conquer.
Right.
And he's ruthless. You mentioned the author's great at writing battles. What makes this last one so special?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's not just armies clashing. It's like you're right there in the chaos. Swords clanging, people screaming, the ground shaking from those chariots.
Wow. You can really feel it.
Yeah, you can practically smell the blood and the dust.
Yeah.
But you also see Eskkar's strategy, how the Orak warriors move together. Even the Urnamu, with their cavalry, they're flanking, surprising the enemy.
It's like a dance, but deadly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do they win? Do they actually push back the Allure Mariki?
It's tough, but yeah, they do. Orak and the Urnamu fighting together, they overcome the odds. It shows what happens when people unite, forget their differences, and fight for something bigger.
It's like The ultimate underdog story. But I bet it comes at a cost, right?
It does. There are losses on both sides. The author doesn't shy away from that. It's a victory, but it's bittersweet. A reminder that war always leaves scars.
No easy wins. So battle's won, the Allure Mariki are gone. Does that mean peace for Orak, finally?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? The immediate danger is gone, but the story doesn't end there. What comes after the fighting is just as important.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Homes are destroyed. Fields are ruined. Those walls, they're a mess, but the damage goes deeper. People are traumatized, they've lost loved ones, they're still scared.
Like the wounds you can't see.
Right. And then there's what happens inside Orak. The 5 families, those nobles, they see a chance to grab more power. They might even take advantage of the villagers who are already hurting.
Oh, wow. So there are still threats, even though the war is over.
Yeah. And Eskkar, now he's got to lead in peacetime. That's a whole different challenge. He's a warrior, a strategist, but rebuilding, healing those divisions, keeping Orak safe long-term, that's different. Plus, he's got his own demons to face, things he did during the war.
It's like being a leader doesn't stop when the fighting stops.
Exactly. But he's not alone. Trella's there. She's his wife now, and still his closest advisor. She helps him, guides him.
Speaking of them, their relationship has been through so much, from master and slave to fighting side by side, now husband and wife. How do they handle peacetime?
Honestly, their love is the strong part. They faced impossible odds and came out stronger, but peace has its own problems. They have to figure out their roles, deal with their past, and build a life in this world that's completely changed.
It's like starting over in a way.
In a way, yeah. But remember those mysterious arrows from that first battle? Not Allure Mariki weapons.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Do we ever find out where they came from?
We do. Turns out it's this powerful empire, much bigger and more dangerous than the Allure Mariki. They're expanding, and that's a whole new threat lurking out there.
So even with peace, there's still danger. Like the cycle just keeps going.
It's a powerful ending. Orak survives, rebuilds, finds some kind of peace. Eskkar and Trella, they're good leaders. Their love lasts. They create a chance for a better future. But that empire is out there, a reminder that peace is fragile. You gotta keep fighting for it.
It's like a warning.
Yeah. And what about Trella's ideas? About giving women more power in Orak? Does that go anywhere?
Oh yeah, she wanted to change things.
She does try. With Eskkar backing her up, she starts pushing back against, the old ways, where men have all the power. She wants women to have a say in running the village, to get educated, to be valued for more than just being wives and mothers.
That's a big change for Orak. Did people listen?
It wasn't easy. Lots of people, especially those in power already, they didn't want things to change. But Trella, she's smart and persistent. She uses her influence to start planting the seeds,
So maybe not a full revolution, but a start.
Yeah, exactly. The story ends with this feeling that the fight for equality isn't over. But Trella, she got the ball rolling. This deep dive, it's been something else. We talked about leadership, different cultures clashing, love that survives anything, the role of technology, and how hard it is to rebuild after war.
It's a story that makes you think even after you're done reading it.
For sure. And it leaves us with so many questions. What does it really mean to be a leader? How do you balance safety and peace? Can love really last through all that hardship? And how do we build a future that's better for everyone?
Those are questions that everyone asks, no matter where they're from or when they lived. And this story, it doesn't give easy answers, but it does give hope. Hope that even when things are really bad, people can still overcome.
Right. And it reminds you that everyone has a part to play in making the future, in fighting for what they believe in building a world where peace and fairness and kindness can actually exist.
So for everyone listening, why should you care about Eskkar, Trella, and Orak?
Because it's a story about what it means to be human. It reminds you that everyone can be brave, can love, can keep going when things are tough. It makes you think about the world, about the choices you make, about what you leave behind.
It makes you want to fight for what's right, to stand up, to never give up hope, even when things are dark.
And if you're looking for more deep dives into the world of books, visit
1337podcast.com.
Thank you. See you next time.
Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.